Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and explain to you what you need to do for week 5. We're looking at shopping vocabulary and the present and the imperfect. So if you scroll down here past the decorative picture, it tells you after completing this week's assignments, you should be able to discuss a shopping excursion to a department store. You should be able to read and respond to advertisements and be able to describe products. Finally, you should be able to contrast what happened in the past with something else that was going on. All of this week's assignments are due by the end of the day, February the 9th, and all the assessments for this this particular week assess student learning outcomes 1, 2, and 3. So just like in the past, you need to start by watching your instructor video. So click on the instructor made videos. There you're going to watch videos on Chapter 8 vocabulary and videos on preterite and the imperfect. Then when you're done, go back out of this. Go to the class participation forum, click on it, and then I can see some people have already posted. I would prefer for you guys to click on my link, class participation, and then hit reply and start posting your any questions or concerns you have about the videos that you just watched. Okay, then when you're done with that, you also have an oral quiz and you have assignment 7, which is completing various activities in Chapter 8, all related to vocabulary and preterite and imperfect. So if you click on either of these links and take you out to my language labs. Okay, if you go out here to my language labs, I'm still in January. If you're in January, you're going to not see the assignment, so you'll go up here and you can change the month you're in by clicking these arrows. So I'm going to go to February. I'm going to click on the 9th. And then the activities pop up. Those are the SAMs that you have to complete, and you'll want to double check with Moodle to make sure they're all out there. Then there's tutorials, which you do not have to complete. They're just there for your benefit if you need extra explanation. There's also a grammar tutorial and an extra practice, which again, you do not have to complete, but it's out there in case you need extra practice with the particular grammar activities or grammar lessons that were given for this week. You also have the oral quiz. Remember that when you do the oral quiz, that you need to look here. I have a bunch of links that explain what you need to do. You need to turn off your pop-up blockers. You need to do your browser tune-up, and you may need to set up your microphone. And these are instructions for how to do that for Windows 7, Windows 10, and for Macs. And you want to make sure definitely that your pop-up blockers are turned off and that you've done your browser tune-up before you start the activity. If you only get one attempt at assessments, so you only get one attempt at tests and orals. So if your browser tune-up is not done correctly, if it's not set up, then you're going to get kicked out and you're not going to get to complete the assignment. So when you're ready, open it up. You have one attempt. Okay, and it will tell you this time you're being asked, oops. Sorry, I clicked on, I answered it incorrectly. So we scroll down here. I'm sorry, you have a test, not an oral. So you want to okay. I was having some issues. So you do not have a test. I was in the wrong week. You have, if I scroll back down here, you do have an oral quiz, okay? And we just went over what you need to do for your oral quiz. And so then if I click on the 9th, my oral quiz should pop up. Ignore the one you saw a minute ago. I had one open for my 112 and should have clicked that I wanted to leave the page, and I did not, and that's what messed me up. Okay, so anyway, this time you do not have a question recorded that you have to answer. You just have to record your own. So it says, what do you wear? Describe orally in Spanish the items of clothing and accessories that you typically wear in each of the following situations. So es un día de invierno y quieres hacer un hombre de nieve. Yo llevo una chaqueta, una bufanda, botas y guantes. And so you hit stop when you're done, and then you hit play to see.
Yo llevo una chaqueta, una bufanda, botas y guantes.
So you can see whether your response was recorded or not. So you should have something like this on the page. If you don't, then you didn't do it correctly. When you're done recording each of these, you hit finish and submit for grading, and it should come to me. And hopefully that explains to you what you need to do for this week's work.